All right, let's talk about those 8-mark questions in your GCSE computer science exam. You know the ones. They can feel kind of scary, right? But what if I told you they're actually your single biggest opportunity to rack up points and really show off what you know? Well, in this explainer, we're going to crack the code on exactly how to do that using a real exam question and the official mark scheme as our guide.
Okay, so let's get right into our case study. This is a real question from an OCR paper. So, a programmer has made a game and now they have to decide on a license. Should they go open source or should they go proprietary? Our job is to discuss the options and then give them a solid recommendation. I know, it looks like a lot, but you're about to see that once we break it down, there's a clear formula to getting full marks.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll quickly touch on what makes these questions so different. Then we'll decode the mission that's hidden inside the question itself. After that, we'll build our perfect answer using the examiner's own cheat sheet. We'll craft a really powerful recommendation. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a simple checklist you can use on any 8-mark question.
So, why are these questions such a big deal? Well, whenever you see a question with a little asterisk next to it, that's the examiner giving you a massive clue. It's testing the quality of your extended response. What that really means is they're not just looking for a random list of facts. They want to see if you can build a logical, well-structured argument. It's not just what you know, it's about how well you can explain it.
Okay, so how do we even start? The very first step always is to decode what the question is actually asking you to do. We need to take this big, intimidating block of text and turn it into a simple mission checklist. Honestly, this is the most important step to building a top-tier answer.
And here it is. The question itself gives you the exact structure for your answer. It's basically a to-do list with 4 tasks. Talk about the features, cover the legal and ethical side, weigh up the pros and cons, and then make a final recommendation. See? Simple. Now all we have to do is tackle them one by one.
Now for the best part. We don't have to guess what the examiner wants. We can look at the exact indicative content from the official mark scheme. This is, and I mean this literally, the checklist the person marking your exam will be using. So let's just dive right in. Let's kick things off with the basic features. The mark scheme is super clear here. For open source, the magic words are, the source code is accessible, it can be changed, and it's usually free. For proprietary, it's the opposite. The source code is inaccessible, and you have to buy it. That's it. Simple, clear, and a perfect start for our answer. Easy points. Next up, let's hit those legal and ethical issues. This table lays it out brilliantly. Now, a really crucial point to make is that both license types provide copyright protection. The key difference is about the code usage. Open source lets other people take your code, change it, and even resell it, while proprietary locks it all down. Ethically, that creates a big trade-off. Open source makes the game more accessible to everyone, since it's probably free, while proprietary limits it to only those who can afford it.
Okay, now for the benefits, from the programmer's point of view. What's cool here is seeing the different advantages for each path. If they go open source, they get a much wider audience and even free help from the community fixing bugs and making improvements. But if they go proprietary, the benefits are much more direct. They can actually earn money, they keep total control, and the product is usually really well tested and polished.
And of course, we have to look at the drawbacks. It's so important to show the examiner you understand that neither choice is perfect. With open source, you're looking at very little money, and the documentation is often, well, not great. Proprietary software, on the other hand, is super restrictive, and users can't adapt it, which might frustrate the very community you're trying to build. Okay, we've ticked all the boxes on our checklist. We've done features, issues, benefits, and drawbacks. We've got all our evidence together. Now it's time for the final piece of the puzzle. We have to step up and make a clear, justified recommendation.
And here is what a top-scoring conclusion looks like. Notice how it makes a clear, confident choice, proprietary license, no sitting on the fence. And then it justifies that choice using points we've already talked about, earning money and having control. It directly connects the recommendation back to the evidence. This is exactly what gets you those final, crucial marks.
So, we've just walked through how to build a perfect answer. But how do you use this kind of thinking on any 8-mark question you might get in the exam? Let's boil this whole process down into a simple, repeatable strategy for success. And this right here is your game plan boiled down to 4 simple steps. Number 1, decode the question into a checklist. Number 2, gather your evidence, all the key points for each side. 3, structure your answer logically around that checklist. And finally, 4, conclude with a clear recommendation that you back up with your evidence. Follow this 4-step tactic and you'll be ready for anything.
You know, the key takeaway here is that this framework goes way beyond just software licenses. It's a super powerful technique for any big question, whether you're comparing network types, different storage devices, or talking about ethical issues. So I'll leave you with a final thought. Where else in your revision can you apply this 4-step strategy? Think about that, and trust me, you'll be more than ready for exam day.